Demarcus Brown. If there was if there was one person that you could say was the entire platoon's little brother, it would be Demarcus Brown. Uh, I would call him the soft-spoken warrior. Um, his demeanor and his conduct was very, very gentle. And like you wouldn't, I don't think I ever heard him raise his voice, like not once. As a matter of fact, I remember one time trying to get him to raise his voice. I was doing the whole, um, what is that, Full Metal Jacket. I was doing the whole Full Metal Jacket thing, let me hear your war cry, and he'd be like, ah, you know, and it wasn't because he was weak, and it wasn't because he didn't have any fight in him or anything like that. It's just he was a very intentional person. So he wasn't just going to play a game where he was going to yell for no reason. He would yell if he felt like he needed to yell, but just because I told him to didn't mean that he was going to do that. And there'd be a lot of times where something would come down. I mean, we do a lot of stuff in the infantry that it's just not pleasant. It's 100 degrees outside. We're in our gear, our flak jackets and everything. We have to go like police call. So we're gonna sit up there and we're gonna get on line, shoulder to shoulder. We're gonna take one step forward, bend over. If it doesn't grow, it goes. So you pick up every little minute little piece of trash, and you stand up, you take one step forward, and you'd be out there for like an hour in the hot sun doing something ridiculous like that. So when I would have to come down and tell the guys, hey, we got to do this thing, you see Demarcus, he would just kind of be like, but that's about it. That's the only thing you'd get out of him. But one of my all-time favorites, he had to tell me something that he didn't want to tell me. And he came up, and his demeanor, he was kind of like shuffling, and he was kind of shuffling his hands. He's, Sergeant Williams, I gotta tell you something. And I'm like, all right, what's going on, man? He's like, can we talk to the side? I was like, yeah, come on, let's go. So we get off to the side over there, and he's like, yeah, I don't really know how to bring this up, but I've got asthma, And I was like, that's the thing. That's the thing you had to tell me. He felt so bad because he had this physical condition that might impede his performance. That he felt like very convicted about like pulling me aside and telling me this. And so I was like, okay, man, got it. We'll figure it out, blah, 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 blah. And I probably gave him some speech about, pushing past pain and overcoming physical impediments and, things like that. But after he told me that, we were doing it was like a battalion competition or something like that down on the parade grounds. And he and I were in a race together. Some of you guys might remember this, but it was like a relay race. And a kid with asthma, we had to sprint like 400 meters or something like that. And this kid just would not quit. I mean, he gave it everything he had. And when he came around that corner to tag me, I think I was the one he tagged, or maybe I tagged him, or I don't remember exactly what the order was. We're talking 20 some years ago now, guys, so bear with me. But I remember like he couldn't breathe, but he was not going to quit. Okay, so when you push yourself to the limit where your body is redlining on everything in your body, everything in your mind is screaming that you need to stop, right? He was there with asthma and still kicking the crap out of the guys he was running against. There's just no quit in this kid. I mean, there was even a time when he had to get medevaced because he got his tooth knocked out, right? A piece of shrapnel hit him and knocked out his tooth. Like, that hurt. A couple days later, right back with us. Refused to get medevac, refused to get pulled off the line. I mean, what a kid. What an absolute kid. So, to my little brother Demarcus, man, I love you and I miss you. And the lessons that you've taught me about being kind and gentle, but still being an absolute badass. Those are lessons I'll carry with me my entire life. So I hope you're looking down on this. I hope your family sees this. I hope they're smiling. I hope you're smiling. And I miss you, man.